Compliant email archiving allows an organization to capture all those inbound and outbound emails in one location where the content cannot be deleted or removed either by the individual user or even the administrator. So it assures that should you need to do a discovery request at another time, you'll have access to that email. In the next few examples I'm going to give, I have accessed this search engine with this new updated interface as a compliance officer. There are different roles. In this case, I'll be accessing as a compliance officer so I can search across multiple mailboxes. There's also a user role, which everyone would have, that allows an individual user or employee to search his or her own mailbox. In order to set the permission for a user, or in my case, a compliance officer, when you were initially configuring email archiving and just before you go in to access the control panel that we were just looking at, you'll specify the mailboxes that will be archived. The default permission for an employee is user, but if I want to promote their status, I will simply click here on the name, and in my example, I have access as a compliance officer. I'll click set, wait for a moment for the changes to take place, and now I have elevated permissions. Now that I've set the permission levels for this account, I'm able to really start configuring the searches. So I've certainly run some previously, but as you're getting this set up, if you click here on the gear, you can set policies, reports, and lists, again, as I've signed in as a compliance manager. Starting from the top, the policies, this is where you will set the retention policy for the organization. The default is to keep everything, but if you do have a specific retention policy in years and months, this is where you would go and set that. The next is the set of reports that you'll be able to run, and you're able to do that here. You may run one such as a collection summary, and you can get an idea of what that will be here. If you'd like to create your own, I would click New. There'll be a title, but of course you can rename that. Select a date range based on what you need, and then you can run against the content types that you see here on the screen. Lastly, there are a set of lists that you can create. So predefined keywords, and in a few of the examples I use, the financial terms is one that we've created keywords for. So if I click on edit, specifically what we're looking for is we can add this to this financial terms list to our search criteria, whether it's basic or more advanced search. The two words in this case are guarantee and secure, but these could be other criteria that you find. I would save this and run a copy of it, which I've done already. So returning to the searches page, I'll start a new search. I'm going to click here on new. And the two options we have is to run a simple search or advanced. Simple search is just that. I can enter keywords, a date range, attachment size, with or without attachments, the email based on a particular size of, perhaps this would rule out certain emails with attachments, or perhaps you want to capture those, a way to filter it. Any holds, again, the type of holds that you may have already added to the set of emails. In this case, I'm going to use the keyword list, and here again is why you may want to set that up initially, as I was showing, is now I can pull this in. It's a predefined list, and I don't have to create the keywords every time. I would go ahead and run this list by running the search. I'm able to then save my results based on what I'm looking for. I then can name my search. Look at if I need to go back and make edits to the criteria used to find this, those are those keywords. I can look at things like hold, which I have a couple on hold, any tags that I've created, and then the results. And if need be now, I can set a percentage for randomly selecting emails. And this is used in FINRA regulated industries. I'll go ahead and save this, and back on the search page, my search is now available with, in this case, randomize appearing, knowing that that's been done. If I click on new again, I'm also able to do an advanced search. And this is where you're going to be building the type of search that you want to use. So I may again select a keyword if I have another one, add another criteria group, and in this time I'm going to add it from my list. And here's that keyword list we've used before. I'll use financial term and sales. And then, as I could with the simple search, I can start to build this, but based on more criteria, attachments, and this could be specific types of attachments that you're looking for based on type. And if I had a group, run that search, my results again would be available here, where I may run that list. And now I have some options at the top of the screen. I can select all of those terms that I need, or I can select all the items that I need. I can certainly tag those or put items on hold, but I can also export. In this case, I selected randomize, so I'm going to randomize those. I can export 30,000 emails now, 30,000 emails at a time, or 20 gigs. And if I click next, I can determine which format I will export them in one of these three. Then I would click next, I would run that report, and the result is what you see here at the top of the screen is financial terms. And if I need to download that, I can of course get to it in the file format that I exported it into, in this case an EML. And you can see those here in the far right corner. So that's an overview of how to use the new archiving engine. And if you need another reference point, certainly click on the Help button and learn more about the available services.